Okay, today is the day. College football 26. EA is rolling out their hype machine. Apparently, this is just the hype trailer, and then later on they'll do the deep dive gameplay, dynasty, and road to things. So I have done all the research for you. I want to try to condense the video. Don't want this to be an hour long. So as you can see, I've got a document here of various things that they're promising. And the most important thing is what needs to be fixed from last year, because everybody fucking forgets what was broken and what was unacceptable, and are they addressing it in this year?
No.
So they have a bunch of that's the prediction that Joe has, but actually I've already done some of the legwork here, and I'm a little surprised. I actually feel like maybe the college development team is a little different than the Madden development team, and these guys almost feel like they're leading the way, and then the Madden guys are taking shit from them. So now obviously you have all the EA hype bullshit, right? So here's the website. Here's what they think is important. The additions. If you get this edition, the ultimate edition, check mark, check mark. If you don't, and you get the standard edition, XXX. And then what do they put?
College football points.
What do they put at the fucking top?
Yeah.
Your college football points and ultimate team college football, which nobody gives a shit about. Now they get to the game features. Notice how the game features are completely secondary to the rest of it. But before we get to that, I've pulled up the trailer, so let us watch the trailer together, shall we? Now I heard that there was, Sandman in here. Enter the Sandman from Metallica.
Ooh,
so I'm definitely going to get copyright claim.
Yes, you are.
So I'm going to drop the audio when that song plays, and maybe for much of the trailer. But let's watch the trailer and judge it frame by frame and see how it goes. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
There's something in the air.
I'm going to pause right here. Because you know what? I think I'm going to go this style so that I can constantly, pause and try to maybe drop the audio. It's going to be a little harder to sync it with the sound, but this is important. Okay, so gameplay, including rosters not final. So we've got people coming out of the bus. That wasn't in last year's game, so already...
Beefing up the presentation, I like that.
Already they're looking like they are addressing presentation. That was one of the better parts of the last game. We thought that it had more energy to it. It had more life and pageantry. The only problem is that we started seeing the same shit over and over.
Yeah.
By the second or third game, match that we had, we were saying the same shit. So just adding more is always good, and it looks like they're adding more. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Their one of the big new features they've had. Coaches, Joe. Here is Steve Sarkisian, and I have pulled up Steve himself so that we could compare. There is Steve, and here he is in the game.
Pretty spot on. Pretty good.
I don't know,
I
man.
think it's pretty good.
Looks all right. We'll see. Okay. Oh, here we go. Big reveal here. They've added high school.
That's what we want. Well,
it's something that was missing. They brought it back.
Let's not say.
Hey,
they brought it back.
Let's not say new feature.
Yes.
They brought it back from
and I like it.
2014. Happy to see it. I don't want to give you too much credit on something. They have different crowds.
Did they fix the faces? Because some of them were pretty jacked up.
You remember,
Yes.
Joe. You remember.
Like, what the fuck
So
is
far,
that?
the faces look better, look good. Here's high school football, college, high school cheerleaders, high school players, high school stadium looks like. Now, how extensive this is going to be, we don't know. It could just be that, one game. Remember a long time ago in Madden?
Yeah, because I think it was like you played 4 games. It was like a little tournament thing or something.
Yeah, so we'll see. If it's one game, little disappointed. If it's a tournament, we're good.
Yeah.
If you can later on and play now, just do some whenever you want, go into the high school mode. That is optimal, right?
Yeah,
there's a whole nother mode. I would rather have that added than the fucking Madden club, sorry ass, empty sausage fest club where everything's neon lighted.
Yes, sir! Lamar feeds me! And we're in. Wait for the celly. Wait for the celly. Wait. Boom! That's a strike, baby. Who do you think you are?
I fucking hate Madden.
Oh, that thing.
You
Yeah,
remember
it's fucking dead.
All right, so high school football. The hat ceremony, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
not currently in the game. And I think that ties into what they have presented for the Road to Glory mode, because that's another thing that they want to upgrade, because it was pathetic in the last one. All right, more presentation. North Carolina gets a lot of their lights. Rose Bowl, we get to see the is this the Spartans? You went here, right?
Yeah.
That was one of your colleges. Fans look a little better here. They, at least in the trailer, they aren't melding into each other. So it looks like that's fixed. Texas Tech Raiders. Joe also has ties here. Family ties there. Irish, okay. Marching bands at... Okay, so here's another coach. Okay, let's check out to
Penn
see
State.
how he looks. We got James Frank. Oh, that looks awful. He looks like a baby. He's like a young man. So they hype the hell out of the coaches, and they're not using face scans. Why pay these coaches, so much money to put them in the game, and then you don't bother to use face scans? That's pathetic.
You don't need. Yeah, it's whatever.
That's pathetic. I don't exactly. I don't even care so much about I need coaches in the background. I don't care. But if you're gonna do their faces, you're gonna hype it as a bullet point. Do it right. Don't fucking have baby coaches. Okay, who's this? Ryan Day.
This guy just looks pretty generic.
Sort of.
The one they use here just looks like a generic.
Generic, yeah,
coach.
like no face scans. There you go. I never
drone
saw
show.
that. The drones. The presentation does look upgraded. Okay. Good. Hopefully. So what we want is, I think each college team, what it really worked out to was like two pregame stuff. There needs to be like 5 or 6, and then we'll never complain about it. Because I don't expect you to have 27 so that we see one new one every game. I just expect a little bit more, and I think we'll get that. Especially when you're visiting each of the teams, and then they're doing, home, away. You get to see a little bit more.
Pirates.
Okay, there's the Enter the Sandman stuff, so I got to kind of skip past it. More mascots that we haven't seen previously. You got the wagons from the Oklahoma.
We tipped over.
OSU. What?
They tipped over one time.
One time they fell over, of course.
Watch her ability to roll. When she hits the ground, nice roll. That's what they teach you in jiu-jitsu, Joe. You got to roll.
They're going too fast.
The Longhorn fans, we would know when the fuck they fell over. The gate opening. Yeah, the pageantry looks to still be here. The mascots, they got this right, and it looks to still be there. And upgraded. Okay, some on-the-field stuff.
I'm liking what I'm seeing off the field, but what about on the field?
On the field, I don't know, Joe. They try to show the game in the best light possible. Whoa! He grabbed that right before and makes a touchdown. The song is playing, so I'm skipping past a lot of this. Celebrations are awesome. Celebrations have been upgraded in Madden and college football, so that continues here. Some tackle animations. The Pimp Cane. What school is this? Rice?
Rice.
Okay. Georgia has the wrestling thing. And then the sword. So a lot of these that we're missing. There's Sarkeesian again. No, he looks like a young kid, like he's going on the field. They didn't do any face scans, it appeared. And then I guess there's Archie Manning. I guess it kind of sort of looks like him. We can see the crowd here in the back. On the fields, these guys look exactly the same. But the crowds do look a little bit better. Okay. Home field advantage. You know, the home field advantage.
I was going to say, can we cool it with that song they played nonstop?
Mobama?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Stop it. Please.
That's what we need. More
Please,
songs.
Change it up.
They promised more songs. There's the tire. So, tire celebration. Here's the tire. Looks good. Akron. That's the if you get an interception, you get a turnover. They celebrate with a tire jump.
Interesting.
So
Did not know that.
Okay, another coach here. Let's check. Marcus Freeman. No. They just took one of their
They tried, at least with the hair.
They tried, but
Maybe
his face. They just got a face scan. If you're going to pay the coaches, you might as well pay them a face scan. If I get copyright claim for these, I'm going to be so pissed because these are 1 second segments, and it's the crowd singing "Bring Glory Home," and then of course all of the stupid bullshit. And so far, what we've got for Madden is this. It's just a live action trailer.
Madden, I think
really
it's just
nothing.
not like now. It's just like an add-on. It's like, well,
Madden
just,
feels
honestly,
like the
what
stepchild. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so go into the website here. What are the bullet points for this year? This is where EA likes to do all of their fucking bullshit marketing. I got Alex in the background here. He's already coming up with all of the great marketing bullshit. But that's for Madden. We'll see. Does college do that? Here we go. True college football gameplay. Prove your program belongs to the top with enhanced gameplay features, new offensive and defensive mechanics, experience new stunts and twists. So they're adding stunts and twists. Dynamic substitutions. That was definitely needed. Over 2,700 new plays, 10,000 players, and over 300 real-world coaches with true-to-life schemes. God damn. There's not even that many coaches, so that must mean that they're adding assistant coaches probably, which weren't in the game before. So good. They kept the bullshit speak to a minimum. 300 real world coaches. Well, you can't put 300 and then 300 here. You're cheating.
Yes,
Suit up for Ryan Day, Kirby Smart. But guys, if you don't get their faces right, then what's the fucking point? More like Saturday, basically upgrading the game day sights and sounds. So I mean, that's already in the game. Presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not a new feature. And then you got Road to Glory. This is important because the single player was pathetic. It was essentially, you check your cell phone.
The choices didn't matter. Nothing mattered. It was just.
It was awful,
Yeah.
and there were no cutscenes. So Road to Glory is big. They'll have a whole separate video on it. We'll look at it when that is. But there's a hat ceremony. You build your highlight tapes. You can earn coaches' trust. You can commit, and then for the first time, you'll be able to decommit to a school before. So it could be interesting. It sounds good. Dynasty. Here's another thing they're going to have a whole separate video on, but basically cement your legacy as one of the best coaches, assemble elite staff, so it does sound like they got assistant coaches, upgrade your abilities, lay it out on the field, blah, 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 dynamic deal breakers, traits. We're going to have to wait until the Dynasty one, and then foundational football enhancements. This is stuff that you should put in the game already. Dynamic play calling adjustments.
Dynamic adjustment, dynamic blocking, dynamic substitution.
Everything is
dynamic commentary.
But that one's actually real because you won't have to go into a menu and you can substitute
Okay, well, tell
players.
me what is a dynamic deal breaker?
I'll tell you. Okay, so because they have a website here that goes into more detail in each
Dynamic detail?
Now, in order to skip all this bullshit, I've already done my research. These were the needs from the previous game that everyone forgets from every year. So I kind of broke it down to 26 things. There's actually probably more.
Hey, number 10.
More than that. Number 10, Mobama over and over. Need more songs. So notice I put this in blue because I was able to discern from this website, reading through all this, what they've addressed. So far, they've addressed coaches. So coaches are back. Can't use custom teams. Remember, it pissed us off so much that we created the Angry Army football team, but Joe couldn't play on my team because it was an online-only thing. I can't tell whether that's been fixed or not, whether we can go through an entire season with me and Joe on the same team. I swear to God, if that's not fucking fixed, it's an immediate -1 to -2 points. Play now, I don't care about play now. I care about Dynasty. I care about, the campaign. So it says private Dynasty mode.
Yeah.
Does that mean that me and Joe can play on the same console, on the same team in private Dynasty? I don't know enough about it. We'll have to wait. This might refer to it's online only, team builders online only, and Joe has to make his own team, the Angry Army, and then I make my team, the Angry Army, and then you have the Angry Army facing off against the Angry Army. You can't be on the same team. That would piss me the fuck off. Okay, moving on. High school is back, so that one has been addressed. We can make that blue. No trophy room, and play rivalries and learn of them nationwide. So what was cool about the video game in the past was this trophy room where you would show off your trophies. We heard your feedback. Thanks to you, trophy room is back. Now show off to your friends and rivals how successful you really are. So all the trophies and rivalry, awards you win.
Shelves are going to be empty.
You'll see. You'll have a little section with shelves, and other people can visit your trophy room and see it. Now, and what was cool is you learn about the rivalries across the country. You click on one, and you can play it, and apparently compete in classic rivalries in Play Now, dominate. So it sounds like that has returned. So good on them. Can player 2 do anything on the controller if the opponent goes no huddle offense? So remember, we're playing and then they go no huddle and Joe can't switch players. It was a bug. Hopefully they have that. That's obviously not going to be addressed in this. They are paying the players slightly more money. So I guess the
There's
last
a little
one,
increase, yeah.
the last one did well enough where they're going to play. So I'll give them credit there. Bad blocking, bad pursuit angles, and throwing their knees first when they dive tackle instead of their body. That we're going to have to wait.
Yeah.
Mobama. Over and over and over.
I cannot listen to this song anymore.
If they have Enter Sandman, they'll probably do Enter Sandman over and over.
They need to switch it up.
But keep the previous songs and put this in. Now, they did say that they are addressing that. I forget where they say it.
I think I saw something up top.
It was basically, we know how much you guys liked the drum rolls. Now we're doing more drums, but we're doing a drum line that are doing covers of your favorite song, just to add more variety.
Okay.
So I highlighted it blue. Single-player story mode was so lazy. Road to Glory, that's coming. They've addressed it. Loading on crowds is bad. Crowds are inside of each other, horrific faces. We'll see it. The more Bama I put twice. And then commentary wasn't exciting enough for college football. They say that they re-recorded some of the lines and that they are addressing that. Experience new dynamic commentary with Kirk, Chris Fowler. Dynamic, man. They're liking the dynamic.
Yeah, this is like dynamic.
So hopefully they will yell and scream as they should in college games. The same damn cutscenes over and over. Pre-game, please don't subtract. So you remember,
just keep it and add more. Yeah, exactly.
It and then add more. I don't know if the game's memory can handle it, but you need to figure it out. But I will make it blue because we already saw plenty of new presentations.
And they added the dynamic drones.
Dynamic drones. Is the national championship animation different? When we got to the national championship, there was a dude inside the podium, and remember there were people standing in the way of the shot of holding the trophy. So that we have to play the game to see. And Madden had this huge problem where it's the same Super Bowl animation over and over.
It is. It's so fucking. They never change it every year. It's the same.
Shirts. So more coach customization. They said they're adding 300 coaches, so you would think that they would go in and put more customization for custom coaches too. We'll have to see. One of the things that sucked is that you could not protect your school rivalry. So sometimes, let's say like the fucking Longhorns and the Aggies, their rivalry would drop off if you're playing multiple seasons. You're like, what the fuck? Why am I not getting the rivalry again? Can we make our own rivalries if we build our own team? I think they've addressed this side of it at least. So I'll make it pink. Play other games that are not on your schedule was something you could do in previous games. Hopefully that's in there. And then coach mode. you don't play on the field, but you just call the plays and you watch it out. You could do that in previous ones. We'll have to see whether they address that. And then there was a lack of player progression in between seasons. That we'll have to see. And then finally, basically, a better draft import and better transfer portal stuff. Visits, recruiting was bland. Yeah. That one they did address, but I'm going to make it pink. Because we have to actually play it. The rest of this, I know they're not going to address. Frostbite engine, animation-based restrictions, and buffoonery. That's like everybody going through their balls.
It's going to happen a lot. I can't wait to see that, though.
There's no way to change that unless you change
the magnet blocks again.
But basically, from all of this, I summed it up, comparing all of our criticisms from College Football 25 to all these bullet points. There was less bullshit speak, except for the word dynamic 1,000 times. And there does seem to be many improvements. So, guys, by the end, I think from this, there's less bullshit than I've seen in Madden trailers. So I'm encouraged by it. If you remember, our score for College Football 25 was a 5 out of 10. It was an average game. I think the honeymoon period, everybody really loved it, but then they realized how bare bones it was, and then they came more to our side. I think that this is the first EA, football game, simulation game that could maybe get slightly above average. If they are truly addressing all of these things, so it looks like at least half of the stuff based on this one trailer alone and this one information dump, they've addressed. We're getting two more trailers. We're getting a gameplay deep dive and a dynasty deep dive, and maybe we can see more from them. So I'm kind of excited. We might see our first good EA football.
We need a dynamic counter, though.
A dynamic counter. Yeah.
How many times he used
Let me see 17 uses of the word dynamic. No, what I think the Madden fucking trailer is going to be filled with bullshit.
Man.
Boom tech. Skeletal impact. Fucking stupid shit like that. We're going to save that for our review, our made up ones. But guys,
it's looking promising.
It's very weird that I'm being positive about college football, but college football has always been the better, the darling child in the past. So I guess that's all I got for you right now.
To we see what other stuff, the real gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In that trailer, they showed off that more intense camera shake. They say there's going to be a heads-up display visual and now a clock distortion. And rivalry games are going to be more affected by that stadium pulse. Honestly, I feel like the home field advantage is so annoying. It's especially in online play when you're trying to get serious and you're playing somebody and they have the home field advantage. But I get it. It's college. If any game is going to have it there, it should be in the college game. It's just it does get in the way.
That's the point.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it, guys. College football, our first impressions of the trailer. We'll see as they get closer and give you our impressions there for possible review. Do you think it's even worth reviewing? It's a little less popular than Madden, but you almost get to see where the true passion is, and Madden basically start to take features from college because they're essentially running on the same engine. It's always been college football runs faster, and for us, that more arcade, fast is more fun. And Madden's slower and has so much more issues. We'll see if
Plenty of issues.
That big fucking oil tanker of a franchise can adjust and make changes. We'll see. All right, guys, that's it from us. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.